If you've been hunting for a microphone that promises pro-level audio quality for streaming, podcasting, or gaming, you've probably come across the HyperX QuadCast. This flashy mic is loaded with features, flaunts radiant red lighting, and boasts a premium price tag of $134.99. But here's what surprised me. Despite all the hype and overwhelmingly positive Amazon ratings, there are some major issues that could ruin your experience. In this honest review, I'm breaking down everything you need to know before spending your hard-earned cash on the Quadcast. So, what's the real story behind the glowing red LED, the shock mount, and those four polar patterns everyone talks about? Let's dive right in. First off, the HyperX QuadCast looks amazing on any desk setup. The eye-catching red lighting with dynamic effects is a serious gamer's dream. Think of it as a disco ball meets podcast booth. But the flashy design isn't just for show. It actually helps you see if the mic is live or muted at a glance, thanks to the tap-to-mute LED sensor. No more awkward moments fumbling for mute buttons midstream. Plus, the built-in anti-vibration shock mount promises to isolate the mic from those annoying vibrations, bumps, or desk rattles. On paper, it looks like HyperX has thought of everything. However, here's where things start getting a bit messy. Despite boasting four selectable polar patterns, stereo, omnidirectional, cardioid, and bidirectional, to tailor your sound capture, the reality is they're not as effective as advertised for certain use cases. For podcasting, you might want clear voice isolation, but the Quadcast's omnidirectional pattern can pick up too much background noise, muddying your audio. Gamers streaming from noisy environments might find their audience distracted by the hum of fans or keyboard clacking. So if you were hoping this mic would magically create a soundproof bubble around you, think again. Still, let's talk about sound quality because that's the heart of any mic worth your money. The Quadcast features three 14-mlectret condenser capsules and a frequency response ranging from 20 Hz to 20 kHz, which technically covers human vocal range as well. And it does deliver crisp, clear audio when you're in optimal conditions. But here's a twist. Some users report inconsistent sensitivity and occasional distortion at higher gain settings. So if you crank up the volume because your voice seems too quiet, you might actually degrade your audio instead of improving it. That gain control knob that's supposed to be your best friend can quickly become your worst enemy if not handled carefully. Now, just when you think this mic has it all, the mounting system reveals some inconvenient truth. The Quadcast comes with a built-in shock mount made with elastic rope suspension, intended to reduce unwanted vibrations. Unfortunately, setting it up can be a headache. The mic's adapter fits both 3/8-inch and 5/8-inch threads, which is great for compatibility. But users consistently complain that the shock mount feels flimsy and doesn't entirely prevent bump noises, especially during energetic streams. I tried it myself. It kind of feels like wearing an expensive tuxedo but forgetting your shoes. Looks great, but not quite functional when it matters. And here's a mini promise. I'm going to reveal which affordable alternatives might outperform this mic without breaking your bank. But before that, let's tackle the elephant in the room, the price. At $134.99, the Quadcast is positioned as a premium product. And by Amazon standards, it enjoys a stellar 4.8-star rating with thousands of reviews. But here's the catch. The destructive power of glowing red lights isn't going to improve your audio. If you're a serious streamer or podcaster, you probably need to invest not just in a microphone but also in soundproofing solutions, pop filters, and possibly an audio interface. The Quadcast includes an internal pop filter which helps to reduce plosive sounds, but it's not a magical solution to all voice issues. Speaking of voice issues, let's talk about the tap-to-mute feature. It's neat that the Quadcast includes a built-in mute sensor with LED status indicator, so it's easy to know when your mic is hot or muted. But this feature worked with mixed results in real-life testing. Sometimes it didn't register my mute tap on the first try, leading to moments where I continued speaking on stream thinking I was muted. Embarrassing, to say the least. Imagine telling your audience a secret you didn't mean to share. As one reviewer joked, the only thing it muted was my confidence. So, while this sounds like a small flaw, it can interrupt your flow and cause unexpected issues during live sessions. Rehook. Curious about who exactly should consider the HyperX QuadCast despite these cons? If you're just getting started as a casual streamer, want an easy plug-and-play mic, and love the visual flair, it might still be worth a shot. But don't expect miraculous results in professional-grade sound isolation or distortion-free audio at high gain levels. Let's switch gears a bit and discuss compatibility and connectivity. The QuadCast connects via USB, making it convenient for PC, Mac, PS4, and PS5 users. It's officially certified by Discord and TeamSpeak, so you can streamline your communication pipelines for gaming and streaming platforms like Streamlabs OBS, OBS Studio, and XSplit without fuss. There's also a handy headphone jack allowing you to monitor your voice in real time to avoid nasty surprises. That's a solid plus. Monitoring is critical to catching audio glitches before your audience does. However, despite these tech positives, the overall weight and form factor can be another consideration. The mic itself weighs 254 grams, with the shock mount and stand adding another 364 grams, a total setup tipping in at about 710 grams with the USB cable. This makes the QuadCast a bit heavier than average USB mics, and depending on your boom arm or stand, you might need to check if your setup can handle the bulk without slipping or drooping over time. One might joke that the mic is judged to be heavy on personality, but slightly light on versatility. Here's a twist for you. One of the most rave-reviewed points about the QuadCast is its versatility. Streamers love the ability to toggle between 4 different polar patterns, depending on what they need. From capturing every ambient sound in a conference call, omnidirectional, to focusing solely on their voice during solo streams, cardioid. But the real question is, how many users actually switch between these modes, and is it easy enough to do on the fly? The dial is smooth but not always intuitive for beginners, meaning you'll probably spend a few sessions fiddling with gain and pattern combos just to find your sweet spot. That's time you might prefer spending on actual content creation. Another useful feature is the internal pop filter. It's designed to cut down on those pesky pee-pops and wind noise that plague many condenser mics. This definitely works to some extent, but if you're a heavy talker or have a strong accent with explosive consonants, you might still want an external pop filter for best results. Think of the internal filter like a built-in umbrella, great for light drizzle but not so much for monsoon conditions. So, after all the pros and cons, let's bring this review home with some storytelling. Imagine this. I'm setting up my streaming space, excited to show my viewers a crystal-clear voice with zero background noise thanks to the QuadCast. I switch on the glowing red light, feeling like a pro, and start talking. But then a sudden bump shakes my desk, my voice briefly distorts. I tap to mute during a quick sneeze, but the tap isn't registered. I hear my own sneeze live. Humiliating but entertaining. That's the reality for some users. Nice tech, but a few quirks that can disrupt your flow. Before wrapping up, here's a joke to lighten things up. Why did the streamer bring a ladder to the recording studio? To reach the high notes. Okay, maybe not the best, but you get the gist. Sometimes tech promises need a little extra reach. To sum it all up, the HyperX QuadCast is an impressive USB microphone, especially for those who value standout aesthetics, easy plug-and-play compatibility, and versatile polar patterns. It works well for beginners and casual users who want a microphone that looks as good as it sounds, most of the time. However, if you're a professional podcaster, streamer, or someone serious about flawless audio, the QuadCast might leave you wanting more. Its sensitivity inconsistencies, occasional distortion, fiddly mute sensor and fragile shock mount can be frustrating, but with a little patience and proper setup, it can still deliver solid sound quality. So, should you buy it? If flashy RGB lighting and ease of use trump absolute audio perfection for you, yes, it's a worthy addition to your streaming arsenal. And here's a bonus. As new deals appear often, check the link in the description for the best and most current price on Amazon. Prices fluctuate fast, so grabbing it when it dips below $130 could make this investment feel sweeter. Final joke before you go. What do you call a microphone that tells jokes? A stand-up mic, get it? So, if you want your streams to sound as charming as your personality, the HyperX QuadCast is definitely worth considering. Just keep your expectations realistic and prepare to tweak settings to get the best out of it. Remember, perfect audio gear alone doesn't make a streaming star. It's your unique voice and content that truly connect with your audience. But having the right mic helps you sound as good as you deserve. Happy streaming!